I've actually talked a little bit about this and like what the pathway is to becoming a regulated technician, but let's just go through it again. Unless you've completed all of the steps to becoming a pharmacy technician, you can actually use the term pharmacy technician. Once you're registered as an intern with your regulatory body, you can call yourself an intern, and you can say you're a student if you're in the program, but you can't actually say the word pharmacy technician without actually having completed every single step. All right, so I have my notes in front of me, and this is just because I haven't got this memorized. So the first step of becoming a registered pharmacy technician here in Saskatchewan, in all of Canada as well, is you need to take a program that is registered as accredited, and there's a whole list of accredited courses. Most of them are actually in Ontario. We have one here in Saskatchewan, and that's in Saskatoon, and it's through Saskatchewan Polytechnic. That is the first step. You need to graduate. The first step is graduation, not even in school. So the first step is graduation from that program. And then the second step is meeting language proficiency requirements. Communication is a huge part of being in the pharmacy. And I actually think this should be the case with all healthcare. Meeting language proficiency requirements means that you can communicate effectively in the language that you're going to be working in. In this case, they want you fluent in English. The next step is actually the structured practical training and assessment program. So this is unique in Saskatchewan. I don't think all provinces have this particular one, but this is an extra program that we actually need to take that consists of checking 500 prescriptions without an error. The thing is, though, is you can do it at a place you're working at, unlike your practicums and those kind of things. So that's the important distinction with that. So usually people do this wherever they get hired. Once they're into that, then they're given so long to complete it. At least that's how I understand it. And then you have to do the board exams for pharmacy technician. This consists of two parts. So there's a multiple choice question exam, and then there's a practical exam. So the multiple choice question is just MCQ for multiple choice questions. And then the second step is called an OSPE. And so that's the practical one. This exam that consists of two parts is extremely expensive. So you want to do well enough that you pass this on your first go so that you're not having to repeat this, and you get 3 times before you have to basically do some extra work to show that you're actually kind of getting better and you have the opportunity to pass it again. The next thing that you need to do is a jurisprudence exam. So that is like basically a law exam to make sure that you understand the legislation that you're going to be basically practicing with in your province of choice. So in Saskatchewan, it's a jurisprudence exam. And actually, these last 3, you don't need to do them in a specific order. So I just wrote them in the order that we were talked about in class. And so with this jurisprudence exam, it's basically just you memorize the regulatory information that is on the one resource and like all of the legislation that's involved. I will probably take you guys through as much of these extra exams as I can now. I do have to be a little careful because there are like disclosure things that I'm not allowed to share publicly, so I will have to be careful about that. But I am hoping I can talk about this a little bit because, like, the stress and everything that people go through these is like very real. So if not anything, I'm hoping to be able to show that. The next step after you get all of those documents like confirmed and all of that is complete prescribed membership and registration online application form. So this is where you get like malpractice insurance, because as a regulated healthcare professional, you need so much malpractice insurance because people can come after you if you make a mistake, or if something goes wrong and you end up needing to cover expenses. This is where that would come into effect. And you also need criminal record checks and pay fees and all of that, same as if you were with a board for any other type of healthcare profession, basically. Back in 2015, 2016, I think, I can't remember what year it ended, but there used to be a bridging program that would allow people who had so many hours of pharmacy experience in retail to be able to like basically fast track their ability to take the PEBCs. This no longer exists, so this is why I'm actually in school, because I probably would have had enough, like if we were going back on old terms, to be able to do those kind of things. But like there's still schooling, but it's not quite the same as taking a full program, from what I understand. And this is just from what I've talked with one of the people that did actually this bridging program.